Okay, I decided to do a quick little video here on how to assemble this PMC easy clutch for the KZ 900 and 1000. And I got my 76 KZ 900 and I got it pretty much all back together after a mechanical rebuild. And I forgot how hard the clutch is on it. And I had one in 76, but it's 2025 now. And I got a lot of bikes, but boy, it has a heavy clutch pull. So anyway, I bought the Easy Clutch Kit. It's the only one I think available that's mechanical. And you find it online, but I see a lot of guys had a hard time with the instructions because the instructions are all in Japanese. So I was able to figure it out just by looking at the pictures real close. And then after I got it all figured out, I decided to try the Google Translator app, the free one on my iPhone, just to see if it would work or how it would work, and to see if I was missing anything in all of the instructions here. And I wasn't, but so anyway, that's what I did, and the app works pretty good, and so I can use it for other things too. So anyway, but so what I'm going to do, these are all the parts that came with it. This is the push rod, which we'll assemble later, and then these are all the parts. That's the seal, the adjuster, the lock nut for the adjuster, the ball bearing, the actuator, or whatever you want to call it. And then this is part of it too. You can see, and then this is the housing. First thing we got to do is get the old one out. So I'll get the old one out, and then I'll follow the instructions. We'll put it together. Okay, I got the old one out, and to stay oriented with the instructions, at least for this video, this is the way. This is the what you call the the chain cover or whatever you want, the clutch cover or whatever you want to call it, off the bike. And so to stay oriented, this is the way it is. These two webbing in here, down here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the long mounting tab here. So this is the way I got it laid down, and then this has to go in a certain way. So for the sake of the video, this is how it's I have it laid out. And then the first thing we got to do is take this seal and put it on there and press it on there. We'll get that done, then I'll come back, and then we'll get into putting this together. They want you to apply a little grease to the inside of the seal, and before you do it, and I forget, I don't have a translator app open now, but use a waterproof grease, and I'm using something from my Can-Am Maverick side-by-side. This was for the needle bearings on the primary clutch. It's one of their, it was expensive grease. So anyway, that's what I'm using, but you could probably use any type of decent grease. Then we're gonna put it on there. They tell you to use a vise to press that seal on, and maybe I'll try that. Okay, I got the seal on now, and you can see on the inside there's you can see it's different here. It's got a what you call two cutouts right up in here, and they got that little tab sticking down, and that's going to get mounted this way with the two webs up here. It's going to get mounted this way. So, but first we got to put all the internal parts in that. So what they want you to do first is to take this, whatever they call this, and you can see it's got the what you call the indentations for the bearing. It's got the little notch that'll match up with that up in there, and then it's got a flat side here. What they want you to do is take some grease, and this is going to be the adjuster screw, and they want you to put some grease on the flat side here and on the threads, A little too much, but hey, whatever. And you can see the way this is. This is the short. This is the one with the, this is going to face outward, so, but this is the short part. And what's going to do, this is going to go on the flat side of this piece. And you're going to screw that in. And it screws in all the way. That's what they want you to do. And then once you do that, once you get this screwed in, finger tight, and you're gonna apply more grease here, and smear it around. I want you to add grease down into here. And then you're going to drop this in this way. So that the adjusting slot's going to be facing out. So we're going to drop that in. Now that I got that in, and I don't know if you can see, where's my flashlight? I should have a flashlight here. You can see the notch in this, whatever they call this piece here, the one that I just slid in, you can see the notch that's there. And that lines up with that notch on the housing. So that's in. Now the next thing we're going to do, you're going to take this piece with the bearings. I don't think it makes a difference which side. And you're going to apply grease to this. Apply grease to it, and then you're going to put the way they want it, where that notch is up in here, where those two line up. You want the flat side of this to line up with that. That's the way I interpret it. Now that that's in there, then what we're going to do next is take this piece, the actuator or whatever they call it, I can't remember from the instructions, and you're going to apply grease to this. And then this is going to go, you can see the way it's oriented, that little notch is at the top, and that flat spot on that bearing housing thing is facing that way. And then you're going to take this, and then this is going to go just like this. It's going to go press it into the seal. You're going to press it in. And then, with this oriented, with your cover oriented, with the two notches up here, and the 3 or the 4 webbings down here, this is going to go in like this. It's going to get mounted in there like that. And so I'll go ahead and I'm going to clean that up a little bit, and then I'm going to Loctite the screws, and then I'll put this in, and then we'll go to the next step. And actually what they want you to do before you actually mount this, like I just said, they want you to take this locking nut and they want you to put it on finger tight. You can see that's where you're going to adjust it. And of course it's a locking nut. So let me get a wrench here. Okay, now we got this. I did put some Loctite on these screws. I don't know if you have to or whatever, but I did. And we got that part oriented like I described, with that tab facing up to the top to where these two webs are here. And this is where your clutch cable comes in. And that's where it's going to hook to. And then your clutch push rod here, you take your old one out, you make sure you have that little ball bearing or that little ball on your clutch side, that stays in. And then you take your clutch rod and you're going to put some grease in here, and they want you to grease up the rod and slide that through. And then once you do that, then the cover goes on just like it would with this on it, and then that slides in, and we'll see how it all works. But I got this put together now, and then I'm going to go up on the bike And then what I'm gonna do, put this on, and then I'll hook the cable to this and grease up this rod, slide it in, and hopefully it makes a difference. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, I got the clutch cable hooked up, the cotter pin through it here with the spring on it, and you can see the orientation. You can see the two webs that are right here, and you can see that's how the arm's got to go. It's got to point just like that. And then once we get that on, and then what we can do, we can use that adjusting screw, like they said, and then tighten the cable up. Then we'll see what happens. All right, I got my transmission cover back on, my cable all hooked up, and the starter cover on. And then you make your final adjustment right here, and you loosen that lock nut, hold it with a screwdriver, loosen that lock nut, and then you turn this adjuster right here, and you turn it counterclockwise. It seems like you want to turn it in, but the way it's set up, you got to turn it counterclockwise, and you turn that until it gets really hard to turn, and then you go clockwise just a little bit, and then you lock your jam nut here. And then once that's done, and then you can use your cable adjuster here, and then up here to get the rest of the slack out of your cable. And I'm 71 years old with RA, with rheumatism, and I still do a lot of riding, but it definitely made a difference. I wouldn't say it's 50% better, but it's in the 30 to 40% range, easier to pull. And so now the bike hasn't been run in 5 years, and I just did a complete mechanical rebuild on it, and new clutch and everything. So, yeah. And then once I get it out and get it running in the spring, and then I'll do my final adjustment as far as if the clutch is dragging or whatever. But so I'm happy with whatever the cost was, $138. I got it from Z1 Enterprises, and so that's going to make it a lot more doable. I mean, I drag race a ZX14 with heavy clutch springs and all, but that's not on the street at red lights and all. So I'm happy, and so I don't know if this is going to help you or confuse you. I did the best I could, and then all I got to do is just put the little cover back on here, and then when the spring comes, I'm going to get it out in the road and get it running, and have some fun with this bad boy.